Peace, quickly. Think fast. If you're going to eat something unhealthy, don't look at the ingredients list. But in full circle, just want to talk about, like, for one, about again the subconscious programming. We want to be eating quote unquote healthy because it feels good to us, and not because so and so in a book, because Dr. I said this or Dr. Sebi said that and that. And I'm not, matter of fact, not mimicking Dr. Sebi or any, but the reality of the situation is what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Because here it is, where a lot of us walking around talking about, oh, I don't eat apples. You know, oh yeah, well, I just never ate them, and oh, I didn't, my mama told me something about apples or this and that, so I just never eat apples. Or apples make me sick. But if you was to actually eat an apple, and then you would realize, like, or maybe if you would eat an apple, not saving the programming strong, of course, then you may get sick because you done program yourself to that mind frame. But like, well, you may eat it and then be like, oh shit, I didn't even get sick. Like, come to find out, they don't really make me sick. You know what I'm saying? It was just what I was being told. You know what I'm saying? So make sure, and that's what the experimentation part of our, spiritual growth. Not taking everything somebody say. They say I can't eat eggs. Eggs bad for me. Let me see for my fucking self. You know, like they say meat bad. Let me try this last piece of meat and see if it's gonna be that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, you know, t- testing these theories in essence. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like, which I don't like to use the word scientist, but for lack of a better word, like scientist. But science is just so over logical anyway. you know, uh, but just not, going with what everybody say just because everybody's saying it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, see for yourself that, mushrooms are healthy for you. See for yourself that, corn syrup, fructose corn syrup and silicon dioxide is quote unquote unhealthy or bad for you again. But don't let societal outside energies dictate that for you. Kind of the reason why, for myself, like, why I'm not a health extremist. I still smoke my herbs, uh, and, like, say for instance, I do feel like there's a collective, thought field that creates this vibe of, like, all right, well, we all, say that watermelons and fruits are this healthy, so that's what's going to be this healthy, because I really do know that, in all honesty, you could eat whatever you want, as long as, again, though, you got to program your subconscious to be able to not be still under the programming of, like, listening to what others say about food. You know what I'm saying? Because, look, again, I'm not suggesting that anybody do this, but again, it's possible for somebody to put battery acid in their mouth and get nutrients from it. If, you know what I'm saying? If they are extreme, like, high level alchemists with their minds, and, you know, they done dissolve the matrix so much to where, they could do that, and that's a fact. That's matter of fact, getting back to this place of making sure, we know that we are the technology, because right now they're trying to push all these robots and, computers and all this in people's faces, trying to make this seem cool to the kids, instead of telling the kids, well, hold on, forget about the computer and all this. You got this amazing ability yourself. You see, that's why they promoting all this, and in the cartoon, like, oh, it's amazing, not a robot and got a chip in his arm and this and that. They're trying to make that cool. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not letting my heart weigh heavier than a feather worrying about it. But again, just bringing that up, just something may want to be knowledgeable about. But again, like with our health, in fact, I ate a fudge round late last night. Matter of fact, no, you shouldn't eat late at night. You shouldn't eat sweet. Like, of course, that's, again, not knocking the healthy vibes, but also realizing that, you know, You have the ability of alchemy. Your mind controls this physical matrix, and it all depends on your subconscious programming. You know, and that's where shit get real. Where some of us are, and that's why you can't compare growths. Cause you see me drinking my coffee, but yet I'm talking about how I still meditate every day. You still see me with my masculinity. You know, like it's like what's going on? Because I don't close my mind to feeling like, oh, when I drink coffee, my whole body gonna be acidic and It's like I'm the opposite. I'm like, this is alkaline water. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing that since I first started, you know, drinking coffee and things of this nature. Like, you know, not locking myself down into the contract when I smoke herb, you know. It's like not overly conscious about, oh, well, you know, the cigarillos is got pesticides and this and that. It's like, you know, fuck, they spraying chemtrails and all that all the time, and that's all on how much attention you give it, you know. Because if you like, oh man, they spraying chemtrails all the time, and they doing this and they doing that, you know, you creating a world where you got to run from all kind of stuff, and that's gonna be your true reality is having to run from all these things, you know. Matter of fact, always with the joke of you know, Bobby Hemmett breaking up his brethren. It's like, man, my brother used to eat ketchup off the float. It's like, but now that he became a over religious vegan, you know, that food smell fingernail polish and get sick. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, that food. Look at a box of a carton of milk and his stomach start to turn. You know what I'm saying? Like where he done overly coached the subconscious to be scared, you know, of these things. So that's the world that manifests. You know, where you will become extremely sick if you view these things as being that harmful to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you are a guide on a human experience, you know. That's where again certain people lying to you and they're not even letting you know. Like if a person not continuously trying to, you know, inform you and harp on the fact that you create your own reality, then you might want to spend your time looking at, you know, or reading or looking at information that that deals with otherwise, that deals with acknowledging that our mind shapes our reality. You know what I'm saying? Like honoring the Emerald Tablets, aka the Hermetic principles. You know what I'm saying? The laws of Jehudi, quote unquote laws. But you know these are you know all is mind. You know, and if somebody, that's why I always did the videos, and me and my brethren was laughing about that. Like, well, you know, the people, you know, that's oppressing and trying to control things, their pineal glands is not as active, you know, so they use beings with active pineal glands, you know, to manifest what they're trying to manifest in this world. Again, like having the genie, you know, or the jinn, you know, the genie, you know, but the fairies, like, you know, like where with some cartoons where they like control magical beings and they have the magical being do they bidding and stuff like that. You know, it's like that's all a personification of, you know, you know, people with the open pineals being controlled, you know. But again, not 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 being your own harmful, like not being harmful to yourself with programming your subconscious so rigidly. You know, be open to, you know, seeing what really does make you healthy or unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Because again, a lot of it is mental. It's more mental than, you know. And again, it's like being a crackhead. Like how a crackhead can't understand how somebody could be sober. You know, because they're in that vibration of, you know, being flooded by that crack, you know, so they can't see how a person could manifest things with their thoughts because they know is like, oh man, I gotta go wash a car and do this to get around and move around, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, of course, you know, and that's where the big trick come in, where and not only that, but then also not knowing your history, you know, where they having these wars and burning up the books or whatever books they don't burn up, they bring to Vatican and study and hide, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the whole vibe. It's like you knowing, you know, that past situation, and also damn, I forgot how it was. But oh yeah, like a crackhead not knowing. So it's like you don't know of your abilities because you're being, you still drowning in the chemicals that disconnect you from your abilities. So of course you're gonna be like, oh, I can't see how that crystal work, or I can't see that magic stuff real, or that altar work real, or this and that. Reason why you're scared of it or negating it, because that lower vibrational energy that's still within you, that's been of habit, and all that programming that they've been putting on you, it's constantly trying to keep you down and bring you even further down. So you wanna nose keep itching. Sorry, y'all. Y'all wanna again, be a little loose and fluent with uh with just the vibes of where you dealing with food. As far as like do your own research. What really does make you healthy or feel good? I ate that fudge round last night, late at night. I got up this morning, cleared my crystals, did a 20-minute meditation. You know, uh, wasn't indecisive about anything. Did my push-ups, took my shower, brushed my teeth. You know, and then to really show you the control, has got some herb. Didn't smoke it because I'm like, I'm gonna make sure I do this video, and I'm gonna reward myself and smoke it afterwards. And I'm doing this video right now, so all that after eating the fudge round late at night. And again though, back to, because that's another thing though, which is keto. But if I would have read that ingredients list, and I knew that, if I would have read that ingredients list on that fudge round, that vegan program, and again, social engineering. That's social engineering 101, the vegan program. If I'd have looked at that fudge round ingredients, the vegan subconscious programming, like some MK Ultra, so that's how the MK Ultra work. Like, bam, as soon as I'd have looked at that list, bam, the little vegan MK Ultra subconscious programming and social engineering would have turned on, and like, oh no, that got this food coloring, oh that's gonna be horrible, like, and then as I'm eating it, think about it, like when your subconscious gets to a place like that, you can't just change that like at a snap of a finger. That's why it's so important to learn how to program your subconscious, because it rules over 95% of your daily flow of things. But again, don't look at that ingredients list. Don't do it. Again, that would have turned on the programming, and I would have been looking at it as something extremely harmful. And what we focus on, what we go with, that's the universe always saying yes to. So if my subconscious would have caught a hold of that and been like, oh no, and gotten to that negative mind, when I would have ate it, my stomach, it would have been hurting all the way down. I would have been like, oh man, the mucus. Matter of fact, because too, my mind would have been like, oh, the mucus build up. Like, you hear that right now? That is no mucus build up. I don't have no mucus build up in the back of my throat. None of that. But if I would have looked at the ingredients list, my little nose would probably be snotty right now, and I'd be coughing up mucus. But because I didn't allow for my mind to be programmed and activate that MK Ultra of the vegan program, you know what I'm saying? Operation Vegan, you know. What's funny, that's why me in the vegan community, like I got, the people, vegan brethren and sisters, stuff like that. I don't want to label y'all vegan, but that vibe. But it's like I'm kind of like that black sheep of the fam. I'm the black sheep of all families in that sense. And we all the black sheep in essence, technically. And you see, word magic. Go look at my videos about word magic. The black. Why the sheep gotta be black? Everything. The black sheep, the black mamba is one of the most poisonous snakes. The black widow is one of the most poisonous spiders. Black magic. It's like trying to, subconscious programming. So when you hear the word black, you just automatically, click the program and click on. Matter of fact, indirect MK Ultra Black. Oh shit, that gotta be bad, or that's going something harmful coming from that. It's black. Gotta be bad. You know, that's the mind frame that they're putting again. They can't claim ignorance of like, oh, well, we didn't know or this and that. Like, nah, y'all know how the subconscious work. That's why y'all make sure y'all get the best of the best to work in y'all PR departments. You know, you can't claim stupid, but then make sure that the people that work for you go through, you know, a strong education in these areas. You know, oh, but I didn't know, even though I went to school strenuously to learn about how to fuck over your mind. I don't know about how to fuck over your mind. Like, get the fuck out of here. But again, you know, matter of fact, I was like looking at the ingredients list is like a unbeneficial sigil. You know what I'm saying? Like activating the subconscious, you know that. But again, that part that would have looked negative or down at the food and would have created a negative situation with me, you know, eating it, you know. And matter of fact, that's the whole thing when we talk about magic, like magical magic. It's about, you know, how the mind manifests into the physical and the magic of the subconscious mind. You know, that's why Hollywood, wood from the holly tree, you know, the holly tree wood is, you know, used for the wand of a magician. You know, also they use it for the orchestra to make people go along with the music, you know, orchestrate, you know, magic, how I conduct the music, you know. But that's, you know, again, that's what the magic at is programming your subconscious. You know, that's why, you know, for myself too, want to move next into studying dream symbols a little more. You know, the symbols that program the subconscious, symbols and sigils. That's why all these different, you know, these different companies, you know, use different sigils and symbols. You know, I mean, down to LSU, you know, or the Lakers, you know, purple and gold. You know, purple, the crown chakra, royalty. You know, you're gonna have that sense of connection to the. I wonder why you kind of vibe with the color, or you know, that team or that college or whatever. You know, it's because of the magic that they put, you know, they luring you in with. Because even down to like what the little magic like David Blaine and all that, you know, they they learn how to manipulate, you know, your perception in essence, you know, or your mind. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, magic, I could, you know, make this disappear, or make a rabbit pull out of my hat, or turn this crystal into a dove. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but what it's doing, you know, it's just ways of playing at your mind, you know, and you know, manipulating your perception or your mind, you know, subconscious mind. That's what the magic. You know, you don't program your subconscious, somebody will. You know. But again, your mind shapes your reality. Point blank, period. Matter of fact, also like with Magic Talisman. Matter of fact, shout out to my brother Brad for the little obsidian ring. But even without it being a crystal though, like I could have a ring that, you know, that you know, that doesn't necessarily have a crystal in it, or you know, or have a certain vibration to it, but it could just be a plain ring. But I could program my subconscious mind to say like, hey, this ring is I received this ring from a different planet. Like, you know, like programming your subconscious mind into you know, have that. I'm trying to put into words again. That's that, putting things into words. We don't even use, we telepathic beings. But anyway, it's just programming a certain magic into that talisman, or that, you know, that ring, that jewelry, you know. Like, all right, when I put on this ring, this is when the abundance, like, so every time, you know, I got this ring on, some money come or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's like you know, creating a situation or a certain energy behind putting something on. Like, I'm just, as I'm thinking, you know, just different ways of how you You know, you could program your subconscious, you know, because like with a sigil, you know, where like you could say, you know, you constantly write down on a sheet of paper, this ring is going to be for this energy, this ring is going to be for this energy, this ring is going to be for this energy, you know, and then like just like a sigil, you know, you could actually hide the ring from yourself and then find it again. You know, so you could have the magic where it's known magic, like programming your subconscious on that level through repetition, you know, or you could do it like a sigil where again, like this ring is for, you know, amplifying psychic ability, this ring is for amplifying psychic ability, this ring is, you know, and then hide the ring somewhere in your house or something, and then you come across the ring. But again, it would have to be like, don't hide like to where you couldn't find it again, but just somewhere where you know you, you're gonna kind of end up passing over it a few days enough to where you forget what you even, what you assigned, what energy you assigned to this ring, and then when you find like, oh shit, I put it on, and then the subconscious remember, but your conscious mind don't remember, but your subconscious like, oh, I remember that ring. You know what I'm saying? And that, it does the energy like that. That's just kind of one quick way that I tried, that I thought of. But again, though, it's like, whenever I wear my scarf, man, and then two, programming. So like, if you don't do that type of programming, but if you put intention that, all right, this scarf, every time I wear this scarf, certain beings can't see me, and as you're going through your day, you gotta, again, trust and know. But then as you're going about your day, see where, all right, I'm actually not coming across these beings, and and actually looking at that, like seeing, like, all right, because that the subconscious is looking for evidence. As a matter of fact, this is gonna be a long video because I'm gonna just go down into, again, making this video about the subconscious as well in general. Matter of fact, as I'm saying that, that's what we're about to get to. So, subconscious mind. These are just different, aspects of the subconscious mind and how it works. The subconscious mind. One thing with the subconscious, it doesn't know what's real and what's fake. You know what I'm saying? So when you watching the Morris show and all that drama going on, it's not the baby, oh man, my heart hurting and this and that. And again, doesn't know what's real or fake, and not determining, whether that's you or not. But anyway, so when you're watching the Morris show, or when you're watching these Hollywood movies, or people talking to you, the music you're listening to, you soaking up everything that's around you like a sponge. Like there's no off switch to the subconscious. The subconscious is constantly recording. So that's one thing to know about the subconscious. It doesn't know what's real and what's fake. There's no off switch to the subconscious. It is constantly recording, and it's constantly soaking up everything around you like a sponge. So, again, and the fact that it runs. So first off, before I even get into this information, again, the subconscious, 95% of our actions, with 95 or more of our actions and behaviors, is ran by our subconscious, and it's like all that autopilot stuff, the stuff that we just do without thinking, that we just kind of just go with the flow of doing. That's all because of what you've been subconsciously programmed, to do. And this comes through, different movies and stuff like that. I think of like one Panic brought up about the Tyler Perry movies, and how there's never, a black man in the movie that owns a business. He always like on the, like either from job to job or this and that, but that's indirectly programming your subconscious indirectly, where you're gonna wonder why you feel like I gotta get a job, or I can't just start a business, this and that, because you subconsciously programmed from the movies you watching without even knowing, again. And when you become aware of how your subconscious is programmed and how to program it, you could get your subconscious back and start programming it for yourself. Matter of fact, before I even get into going back to that step, speak on the definition of social engineering. Social engineering, the use of centralized planning in an attempt to manage social change and regulate the future development and behavior of society. So it's like centralized planning, some people coming together to manage social change and regulate, the future development and behavior of society. You know, so like if I'm a person that I know, like, all right, this, how can I keep these beings or gods on the human experience? I got to keep them down. You know, so let me use these lower vibrational frequencies called Wi-Fi and all this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make movies, in the 80s, and in the 70s, showing like, cell phones and these things, prepping them for what I'm creating behind the scenes and gonna give to them, in the 1990s and in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how the social engineering, that's just one small, of multiple aspects of social engineering. You got the aspect of how they did with Friends, before Starbucks came out and before they was trying to create. Matter of fact, shout out to the brethren Jay Dyer. We call it the soy boy. Before they trying to pump all of us with fetal estrogen, the strategy was, to amplify the people wanting to go to coffee shops. So, and Friends, they always in a coffee shop and this and that, but that was social engineering to, oh yeah, this is cool, this is the thing to do, you know what I'm saying? And having everybody like, all right, I want to go to a coffee shop. And it's like racketeering, because here it is, it's like, they pushing it in your face in essence. And then here comes Starbucks, oh, like, hey, we here, you come to us and, and get all the fetal estrogen you want. It's like a setup, like a racketeering circle, just like with Ronald Reagan letting all the drugs in, and then Nancy Reagan starting there. It's like, here it is, where you let the drugs in, and I'm gonna take them out for drugs, and we both just continuously benefiting each other. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I always use the example, like a quick example, like, 'cause that's how the mob will work too. In essence, like, probably send somebody to rough you up or whatever, do something, and then back door, and I will come. It's like the protection vibe, like, oh man, could use some protection, you know what I'm saying? Like, this neighborhood could get very bad, as you've seen, this and that, or not even making it that obvious that they sent the person beforehand, but like, I'm pretty sure it gets rough in this neighborhood, you could use some protection and this, and you know what I'm saying? But like a racketeering, circle, or like the little kid, who throws, like, all right, no, the man who owns a window fixing company, and he tells the kid to go in the neighborhood and bust people windows with some rocks, and then he ride through the neighborhood like, hey, I got this window fixing service. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole, the whole vibe of that. And then also social engineering in the context of information security. Social engineering is the use of deception to manipulate individuals into divulging confidential or personal information that may be used for fraudulent purposes. So again, the use of deception to manipulate individuals into divulging confidential or personal information. So just ways and tricking you, like, oh, I'm like calling somebody, oh, this is such and such company, I just need to check and this and that, or your name, number, like, but just anything to try to, like, where they acting like something else, because you're socially engineered to, like, give in to authority figure or somebody that calls you over the phone as a bill collector, like, you of that subconscious programming, well, I gotta tell this person this, or I gotta tell this person that. So, say for instance, just me as a regular person knowing that, it's like, all right, to get some information out of somebody, or like to scare somebody, I go put on a cop badge, and be like, hey, I'm doing some undercover work, this and that, and you give up all your information. Why? Because again, like, you socially engineered to be scared, to just automatically give into authority no matter what. So it's like, here's the badge, and you program and you see that symbol, or that sigil, and you're like, oh, that means I gotta bow down. Like MK Ultra, like, docile citizen right here, you know. So you see how that, directly correlates. So again, before getting back into it, for the subconscious, your basic life functions, fight or flight, learn behaviors and habits, uh, that's within the subconscious. And again, the things you do without even thinking, like the autopilot mode of what you do. And 95% of your actions and behaviors are ran by this. And again, as I'm speaking on this too, there's no like dealing with mind control and then with the subconscious, it's no good or evil thing, it's just making sure you program your own subconscious, because mind control in general is not, a evil thing, uh, it has been used by our parents indirectly, Oh, Corey, don't go too far around the block, them boys, somebody might try to take you and kidnap you, this and that. And what's funny is, that was my mom, working at, mind control. Again, not maliciously I'm trying to harm my son with mind control. Like, in her mind, she's helping me. But what's funny though, that's where the high self was kicking in and like, nah, mama, like, I don't see none of my homeboys or partners getting taken, like for the most part. And I'm just keep it real. I'm like, it's never any little black children from the hood being taken by. Like when I see all these little, alerts, it's never like no little hood kids like us, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, mama, you just trying to scare me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go and play wherever I feel like I want to go play. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's like a little example of a soft form of mind control and not malicious. And again, there's no good and evil regardless in essence, just mind control that comes from somebody else that may be unbeneficial from your soul, because again, it's coming from somebody else and not your own soul. Don't necessarily make it evil, because contrast or the pressure is what makes a diamond. So we down here having these experiences, going through, like if you didn't go through slavery, you wouldn't know how good freedom feel. It's like all those, the different vibes is no good or evil. But anyway, because that's another thing too, like the Carl Jungs and all this, they not necessarily evil. They stuff was promoted to be used in a certain type of way, but that doesn't, make everything they talking about bad or evil or good. It's just information for us to take however we take it or perceive it. Yeah, the parents is where it first start off at for us, Again, it comes through trauma and different little vibes, but again, we're gonna go through the different aspects of the subconscious and how it works. So again, doesn't know what's real and what's fake. Spoke to that. Doesn't decipher whether you reminiscing or not. Like the past or future. Like whether you reminiscing about your past or being overly in your future. Subconscious is just always paying attention. So if you're talking about like, oh man, how I used to do this and that, like certain things that's not, say for instance, that's not beneficial to you now, and you reminiscing on certain little old aspects. Oh yeah, I remember when I used to snort coke and do this and do that, and then you constantly talking about it. The subconscious is like, all right, well, that must be what we going through, So it doesn't decipher whether you reminiscing or not, with the time in essence. Also dealing with beliefs. As a matter of fact, I just talked about that. Eat food because you believe you need it to survive. You step under that. All right, so like our subconscious, has these certain beliefs, that we create in essence. And again, it's about us, programming our own forms of beliefs or knowing, we're using the word beliefs, but like, and I forgot what I was really trying to say. oh, like eating food not because of the belief that you need it to survive, but eating it because you know you want to, or because you found out for yourself that you truly need it to survive. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, not just going off of the belief of what somebody else, you know, it's like actually, you know, seeing that. And that doesn't mean starve yourself. I'm just speaking on, I mean, starve yourself because again, we can go, you know, there is a such thing as breatharian, but you do have to practice to get to that point. But anyway, you know, or like beliefs, like if I step under a ladder, then I have bad luck. You know, that's certain beliefs that the subconscious, you know, holds on to. You know, that's why like trouble manifesting almost always has to do with the belief that's hindering us. You know, certain symbols, trauma, and repetition. Matter of fact, you know, certain trauma that stuck to us, and now we stuck in that belief through trauma. You know, because matter of fact, say for instance, you know, melanated people, black people in America, you know, that come up through slavery, you know, you believe in Jesus Christ, you know, because you've been subconsciously programmed through trauma. You know, you got your ass tore up, you got your ass, you gotta put a, and then you gotta put that in the word whip. You got your ass whipped from Monday to Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Until master decided again, program you, come outside on Sunday with this little book that said Holy Bible. And like today, y'all not gonna get your ass whipped. I want y'all to dress up, put on your good clothes, you know, and come on down to the little whatever. We're gonna have a little Bible study and we're gonna talk about Jesus Christ and how to obey, you know, your sky daddy, you know. And that's why you got that belief. Because your subconscious was programmed through trauma and repetition of trauma, you know, constantly again, Monday through Saturday, the next week, Monday through Saturday, you know, and that's why you like, Massa, can you know it's Saturday and you like, Massa, you know, can we talk to Christ right now? Can I talk to Jesus right now, Massa? Like, you know, like now you looking for Jesus now because you're like, shit, Jesus associated with not getting your ass whipped, you know, and not necessarily a spiritual connection, you know. So all that being passed down, my Jesus, this and that, you worshiping that from an ass whipping, like literally, you know. But again, like we and with a lot of us, we be being diplomatic when we be like, you know, to each his own. If you find something out of Christ, you know, in most cases, you know, a person just blowing smoke up their ass in the essence of, you know, again, that may be their path though. Just to say it, but nah, man, we knowing that we guides on the human experience and that this is a simulation that we, you know what I'm saying, like that right there is for the birds, you know. But again, but so again, back to beliefs. You know, beliefs are harder to change the longer they are stored. So that's another thing why, you know, it's so important about deprogramming our subconscious and reprogramming it, you know, as soon as possible, because the longer those old thought forms and mind frames stay, you know, those old hindering mind frames that stand locked in your subconscious, the longer it's in there, you know, the harder it is to deprogram, you know, and get it out of there, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like maybe like a, you know, a certain little computer app or something you've been having sitting on a computer and it's been building up all these little cookies and side little openings and stuff on your computer. And the longer it sit there, the more of little different avenues it then, you know, put itself into. And the longer and harder it would be for you to defrag your computer and remove that information from your computer. You know, the subconscious is like a big supercomputer, you know. It's our big supercomputer that travels with our soul, you know. The conscious mind, in essence, was born with our body. So the next part, you know, every thought causes a physical reaction. You know, matter of fact, this was learned by Pavlov's dogs. You know, the Pavlov's dogs scenario, where, you know, every time before he would feed the dogs, he would ring a bell, you know, and then again, programming of repetition. and in essence, the symbol of a bell ringing. That's why they use the bells in schools. And basically, like, schools in most situations, America itself is a big Skinner box. Go look up a Skinner box. Forgot the Brethren first name. As a matter of fact, I spoke on this in my video about dystopia. If you go check out my video about dystopias, this would line up. Basically, the Skinner box was the little box created for where they put the rats in, and they could allow them to get little water, press this button for water, or do this, whatever the experiment dealt with. But getting back to the point, every thought causes a physical reaction. So he noticed that, ringing the bell before we feed the dogs. But then one day he came out, I forgot exactly how it happened in essence, but just where you found out though, where you would ring the bell, and then all of a sudden the dogs would start salivating, just as if, they were about to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, so this stimulus causes, this subconscious programming causes a physical reaction, because the mind is programmed, to be ready for food when they hear a bell, and when it's ready for food, physically the dog starts salivating. So even without the food presence now, whenever you, even without the food present, when you ring the bell, it's like, automatically, crack the whip. Oh, where my Bible? Jesus. Programming. Your thoughts have an effect on your body. Matter of fact, so back to the first step, we talking about subconscious not knowing what's real or what's fake. So you watch a movie and, so-and-so didn't get the girl. And like, oh man, you feel bad for me. You notice when you feeling bad for a movie that's on TV, that your heart, it has actually dropped, and like you feeling some kind of way from something that you're watching. Again, man, the game thick, y'all. Y'all gotta realize this situation. Again, this is like one of the most important things to our spiritual growth is, the recognition of that all is mine, and that how our subconscious work, and how all these things about magic and this and that is just about our subconscious mind, how to, program it so it could run, so it could manifest what we want it to manifest in this physical realm, and not what a government that's trying to oppress us want to be manifested in this physical realm, So again, your thoughts have an effect on your body. That's whether positively or negative. So again, you see the importance of, staying in positive thoughts, doing constantly, being in your now, making sure your now is positive as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all depends on how you dealing with situation. Matter of fact, let's see, your thoughts have an effect on your body, positively or negatively, depending on you and how you deal with the situations that you created in the first place. Because, like, say for instance, like, well, we come across a situation, we're like, oh man, that's a negative situation, as if it wasn't created by us, like that situation was created by us. So how to stop more of these negative situations, so how you feel like this negative person came to you, like, in order to stop it, because you could either one or two things could happen, when that negative person comes to you, which is a manifestation of your thoughts, but you don't know in that moment. So let's say when that negative person comes to you, you could either allow for yourself to, become more negative and get negative with that person and create. So with that, your reaction to that negativity was like, all right, more negativity. So the universe like, all right, yes, more negativity. So it keeps you in the loop of that, or when you have this negative situation, even without knowing that, you control it, but like you come across a negative situation, but you play it, you handle it in a positive manner, again, how you deal with what's going on with you, and you deal with it in a positive manner, so you stop that negativity loop, and it's going to create a situation where more, you're going to see less of negative people, more of that positive vibe, around you, because again, you it's like playing a game. The universe sends us ourselves, because we manifesting, but we manifesting these things with our thoughts, and until we, consciously realize what we're doing and also pass our own tests against ourselves where it's like, all right, I created this negative person, so in order to get past them, I gotta, handle this in a positive manner. And you handle it in a positive manner, like ding ding, all right, next board. Now you don't have to deal with that same situation no more, unless you allow yourself to fall back in your teachings, then you will have to go through that lesson again. But, you don't have to go through it, it's like learning, like passing a test and going to the next level. But again, your thoughts have an effect on your body. You've seen it happen firsthand when you watch movies and all these different things. You think about when your pants fell out in front of the class when you were small, and you like, oh man, you could feel that embarrassment like it's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, next part, by expectations. We get what we expect to get. So if our subconscious, and again, expectations kind of fall into belief. You got this certain belief system of a certain expectation. Like I expect to get extremely sick whenever I eat a fudge round. If that's your expectations, then that's what's locked in, and that's what's gonna happen every time you eat a fudge round. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, programming, locking in a certain belief system. But in essence, again, we're talking about expectations. So like, he won't give me any money, and as you constantly having these negative, like, thought forms and mind frames, this expectation is being, stained in your subconscious. So now, at first it may not be that bad. Like, you just, oh, that person, like, say for when a person pop up, oh, he ain't got no money, well, then that's going to become the expectation. That expectation is going to become stronger and stronger. Remember, beliefs are harder to change the longer they are stored, So as long as you keep that expectation, then that's what's going to, constantly be the reality of your situation. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't want to talk to me, but then, then that's what's going to happen, like you expect for a woman or a male to not, be attracted to you, then that's what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? It's like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? That's why, again, I tell people, assessing what's going on in your minds. Like, are you feeling like this person doing this to me, or people don't want to talk to me, or people always ignoring me, this and that, because of what's going on in your mind. You belittling yourself, so that's why people ignoring. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something going on inside of you that you're not acknowledging. But again, our expectations. I'm about to, this is a positive, I'm about to score a bunch of points in this game. You know what I'm saying? That's my expectation. If I constantly build up that expectation, I go from dropping 20 a game to 30 a game to 40, 50, might have a little 100-point game, you know what I'm saying? But again, I always use that analogy too with like Allen Iverson and Michael Jordan. I'm like, they never walked on the court thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just score 1 point today, Like, and that's how we should treat our life. Again, like, high expectations, Like, not being extremely blind, but, definitely raising the bar or the notch, every chance we could get at raising the bar and the expectation, But again, like, I'm about to score a bunch of points, that's constantly being expectation. So, the subconscious is gonna, start to manifest that. Again, like a genie giving you what you expect, even if it's not necessarily what you want. That's another thing too. The situation where this universe so beautiful, it gives you exactly, in essence, even though you're not conscious aware, it gives you everything you want. You know what I'm saying? So like a genie, giving you what you expect, even if it's not necessarily what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because you constantly focus on it, So like, it's something that you fear, and you constantly focusing on that fear. And the universe, like, all right, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause that's your expectation. You expect for this person to, tell you something every time they walk down the hallway. You expect for this coworker to put some doo doo in your drink. So that's what's probably happening or gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, your expectations reprogram the subconscious. So next thing, subconscious always looking for proof. You know. So if you think that you are great at basketball, the subconscious is scanning your every interaction looking for that proof to strengthen that belief. So if you saying I'm great at basketball, as you're going about your day, and every time you play basketball, the subconscious is looking like, seeing like, all right, let's see how you dribbling the ball, how, what I'm saying, is this person really, really great like they say they are, in essence. But again, like, so reason why, so the subconscious looking for proof. This example is why, like, sometimes you don't want to be. So again, like how I spoke on high expectations, but like if I put out an affirmation where I just kind of, I know I'm just going outside of the vibration that I line up with. Let's just say that, you know what I'm saying? So like if I say I'm a great basketball player, but I know like my actions, and I haven't really been playing basketball. I haven't picked up a basketball in my life, or really, and I'm feeling that energy of the fact that, well, yeah, I haven't really played this and that. That's the energy I'm lined up with. So as I say, or I'm a great basketball player, again, the subconscious looks at the vibe like, you don't even play basketball, this and that. So when you say I'm a great basketball player, you might feel a little lump in your throat or feel kind of funny, because it's the energy letting you know like, we don't see it. As much as you say you are great, at this, we look at the proof and we don't see no proof in the pudding. Like, you got the affirmation I am a millionaire, but I don't see you doing millionaire things. Or you say the affirmation I am a millionaire, and all right, you do have your own YouTube channel. You do make jewelry. You do have passive income coming in. You do get donations. You are constantly working on your craft. Like, so all right, that seems, might be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how the subconscious, works in that vibe. Matter of fact, and on the esoteric little situation where the subconscious is like the underworld, that the dark realm, underneath so the bigger part of the brain, the outer part of the brain is like the outer world, or the conscious mind. And then that little part of the hypothalamus, matter of fact, so that's where the let's see, get it on count. The eye of Haru, it's like the pineal in there, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, If you look at the little inside of a brain, it kind of looks like the eye of Horus or Haru, but again, that represents that, that underworld, Osiris coming from the underworld. Matter of fact, also, with the H.P. Lovecraft and the great old ones, that primordial, self, and that's the subconscious. That the subconscious mind is our, part of our primordial consciousness, being with our consciousness, and matter of fact, and when we think about it too, the subconscious is like, it's like we don't want to call it monster, but like something big, you know what I'm saying? That's why it takes like, as much as it seems like the conscious mind runs the show, the conscious mind is more like just a little monkey, like a little small, in fact, like a small animal run the show, and then you got the bigger animal, which is the subconscious mind. That's why, like, when you just go to say something consciously, the big mind, like, fool, nah, it don't work like that. Like that's, the whole vibe with that. I don't know. don't know if this is supposed to go in this video or this for another video. I got right here, research New Age movement. Oh yeah, because matter of fact, in between while I'm just speaking on this, because I was looking at subconscious mind. I was looking for like just what kind of definition they had out there, which I didn't even use it because it wasn't saying nothing. But it had a little link to the New Age movement. I researched the New Age movement on Wikipedia. It's like nothing about Tavistock, nothing about Grateful Dead, LSD, or Tim Leary. Like they don't want to point you to none of those obvious factors of them programming on that level. But I digress. So let's see. Again, the conscious mind, the same age as your body in essence. And the subconscious mind is that timeless, it's that part of the consciousness that travels with your soul. The subconscious, let's see. Subconscious beats the conscious. So just kind of like what I was just saying. So the conscious mind might be like, I'm not scared of crawfish. And that crawfish, I ain't scared of no crawfish. But then you instinctually will jump or scream when a crawfish is in your presence, like showing you that subconsciously, you still scared of crawfish, regardless of what your conscious mind say. Like, I don't believe in Jesus no more like that, man. And them with that slavery stuff, they ain't got me boxed in that stuff no more, But then indirectly, you still kind of looking for a sermon for somebody that kind of being, taught in that Jesus aspect. You know what I'm saying? It's like you still kind of subconsciously programmed by, again, like the conscious mind, where you done been through some trauma, again, or a certain situation. But a lot of times it's trauma, repetition, but and there's just a lot of things that we were taught and learned in the earlier stages of our life. The first 7 years of our life is that's the most spongiest part. Like we soaking up everything, in those places. That's why they're trying to have us in their school system, not learning about our subconscious mind and how our spirit works. Here it is where they call themselves teaching you things, but none of it is about how you work. Like why is it I'm learning about how to be a worker for somebody else, but I don't even know that I got chakras and how they work. You know what I'm saying? Like they give you this little top hat thing, the little box, the being boxed in that Saturn energy, giving you 1 degree of knowledge instead of 360 degrees of knowledge, the full circle of knowledge. But again, like conscious mind, I'm not scared of crawfish. But then like you're like, oh shit, get that crawfish away from me. It's because you scared of crawfish. I don't know if y'all familiar with crawfish or crustaceans from Louisiana. Go look up Louisiana crawfish if you don't know what I'm talking about. Some people call them mud bugs. And so next aspect, another aspect, ideas stay in the subconscious until they are replaced or challenged. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's back to that vibe of what beliefs are harder to change the longer they are stored. But again, they can be replaced or challenged, but they will stay locked in until you replace or challenge it. So until you say, all right, fuck this, I realize that I'm scared of crawfish, start doing the inner works to make it inner work and outer work. Like if I gotta go play with a crawfish or whatever it is, to realize, oh, this motherfucking crawfish wasn't as scary as I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you could constantly, through repetition, de-traumatizing your, again, that will kind of be de-traumatization of like, all right, seeing how not to be scared of something that you were scared of or whatever. But again, and it's just whether it be through repetition, but through sigils and symbol magic. And again, this video just speaking on certain aspects of the subconscious, because I like to stay keyed in on the certain parts go check out my recent video I did not too long ago on subconscious programming, like where I just go through the fullness of, you know, how it's programmed and, you know, what little things we can do to help that situation. Because again, it's not about us just like, oh yeah, I gotta program my subconscious, like knowing how to do that as well, you know. Like altar work is different, sigil magic, you know. But basically, you know, we got to deprogram to reprogram. Challenge the old belief system, or challenge the old BS or the old bullshit. Challenge the old belief system. You know what I'm saying? Like, is Christ, is Jesus really gonna come from the sky? Let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, which that was a bad. Let me think of something that I could really place an example in. Well, I mean, like something simple, like, you know, people saying, "Oh, smoking weed is extremely horrible, extremely horrible." Well, you know, let me see for myself. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you know, smoking it and seeing, but not necessarily that. Because, say, for instance, if your mind is so locked in that weed being horrible, you know, you would have to. So, say, for instance, you would have to probably go research a lot of information, you know, and again, like the subconscious. So, say, for instance, the subconscious mind is programmed to believe in the experts, what the experts say, or the experts say. So, you know, to deprogram yourself or reprogram some, you know, some knowledge, you could be like, go look for information with somebody that your subconscious mind might feel like, oh, like where it may be tricked into following it because it feel like, all right, this person should be the authority on this information, you know. And so you watching it talking about the health benefits of herb and how it does this, does that, and you know, subconscious mind like, oh, all right, you know. But you know, it may take more than just one time. You know, it may take a lot of repetition, whatever. But you know, again, just challenging those old beliefs. You know, because before planting a new garden, you have to pull out all the weeds first. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't plant a new garden. You got all kind of other stuff growing and occupying the ground. Like the new plants won't even have room for its roots to catch anywhere because it got, you know, the weeds growing everywhere and you know, blocking it from growing and expanding. And let's see. Next, suggestions can program the subconscious. Now this one new. I just came across this, like, the insight on this information. But it makes so much sense, and I see what's up with it. But like, suggestions can program the subconscious, and what it means is just like literally like little suggestions. So say for instance, the brethren brought up the information I came across. It was like so that's why like movies present so many so before we even get into, because he brought up a example of Get Out. Matter of fact, I can't think of I like to always give a shout out. But I would say though that I didn't come up with this vibe of this coming from Get Out. Like, I just learned this, you know. But anyway, but I do know though suggestions can program the subconscious. But again, that's why movies present so many suggestions symbolically, you know. Like, I suggest as a black person, you act like this or this and that. It's just suggestion. And they won't say that in the movie. It's just going to suggest it by having certain actors do certain things, you know what I'm saying? Suggesting that you should do this, you know what I'm saying? But, in fact, that's also in commercial advertisement, you know, suggestion 101, you know what I'm saying? But in the movie Get Out, you know, the teacup stirring, you know, so her constantly like, you know, stirring up the tea, you know. So basically, the teacup stirring was used as a distraction for the conscious mind. Uh, all right, I'm making sure I'm wording this right. The teacup stirring was used as a distraction for the conscious mind, allowing for the suggestions to be sent directly into the subconscious mind. You know what I'm saying? So as she bling, 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 the conscious mind kind of like, what the fuck she doing? And as she doing that, she talking, saying some things, like, maybe you should wear a dress. There's plenty of guys that wear dresses, you know, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like catching your conscious mind while programming your subconscious mind. So again, suggestions can program the subconscious, and the example is used of like the imagining like your conscious mind is like some guard dogs outside a house, and the subconscious mind is like the house, and you in it. That little distraction is kind of like somebody coming and throwing a bone to the conscious mind, like, go run over there. You know what I'm saying? While I allow for these suggestions to go straight into the house, straight into the subconscious mind. Gotta be aware of this. Matter of fact, because it go down in LA, man. All I'm gonna say is Abbot Kinney, Venice Beach. They got a lot of getting out going on around there. There's definitely a lot of social engineering going on in that area, funded by agencies. I don't have proof to prove it to you, but I'm gonna say it, and if it resonates with you, you could believe me or not. But matter of fact, by me, reason why I'm speaking up on it a little more too, because as I'm saying, and then the awareness again, like a light, because some of y'all, traveling and stuff like that, y'all gonna go to Venice and y'all gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. Like, damn, like, all right, yeah, this fucking shit is this social engineering 101 down the whole Abbot Kinney. Shit, and the boardwalk too, indirectly. But anyway, so again, like matter of fact, and this is the foundation of hypnosis, and like the pendulum swinging is like, catching the conscious mind, like, catching the attention of the conscious mind, so suggestions could slip into the subconscious mind. That's the whole thing, And matter of fact, this is the foundation of convincing anybody of almost anything, you know what I'm saying? So here it is, like that's the whole aspect of a movie, Oh, look at Jim Carrey do this, like watching the Truman Show. Look at Jim Carrey do this. Look at Jim Carrey do that. Ha ha this, ha ha that. Your conscious mind being occupied by the little, regular stuff, but then the deeper messages is just getting sent. With him, matter of fact, I gotta do a video about that alone, which I will. But it's like you're getting caught up. The conscious mind being distracted, and all these other subtleties is going straight to the subconscious mind programming. And matter of fact, this is the concept of capturing dungeons. On the Magi series on Netflix. I think I did a video bringing up about how I watched this. Forgot what's something of the Magi, but as a matter of fact, they got 3 different ones. It's on Netflix. But about matter of fact, cause it got Aladdin in there, Alibaba and all those little names. But like you have man. Just long story short, like they had the concept where you gotta go to this dungeon, and in this dungeon there's a certain being like that, or a certain energy or vessel that you could capture, like, and it's like this, like almost like this god or whatever, and if you could make it through this cave or whatever, it's like normally a dungeon or some type of building or something, but just a dungeon. You gotta go through it, but it's symbolizing, going into the unknown of the subconscious mind to unlock our magical powers. So that's what indirectly a lot of those little stories, Plato's cave, being in the cave, coming out the cave, and that's why, matter of fact, that's kind of what that directly stems from, Plato cave and H.P. Lovecraft with the monsters, the great old ones, You know, it's just the you know, ancient primordial energies of the subconscious mind. And the subconscious is like a giant monster to the, I mean, yeah, the subconscious is like a giant monster to the conscious mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, it's nothing to be scared of, nothing to be afraid of. But yeah, again, when we tap into our subconscious mind, that's where the magic flows. Because when you're able to break down the idea that, like, whenever you're able to create a situation where, like, I could manifest money anywhere. Matter of fact, no matter what I'm doing, I don't have to work hard or this and that. That's why, too, you know, I tell people you want to be careful at who you listen to with, you know, a lot of videos of dealing with manifestation of certain things. That's why, again, just is all about programming your subconscious to what fits for you, what you want. You know, what your soul can handle and how it handles it is different. We all uniquely different in that area. You know, so program your subconscious to your liking, whatever benefits. You know, we all got different soul purposes, different unique soul sparks. You know, so it should be you. Like, do you feel that I should do hard work? Cause some people, you know, like, well, yeah, it takes a little more hard work. Some people like let you know, find your own little niche, you know, in the whole situation. But that's basically it, you know, just the different aspects of the subconscious mind, how it works, and that's one of the most important things for us to be, you know, dealing with right now is how to deprogram my subconscious and reprogram my subconscious. Forget everything. Everything don't like all that old shit. You could just throw it in a garbage can. Like now, all right. And again, like where we throw out everything. And yeah, some things that we say go to throw out may in essence not say come back, but like where it was something like that really resonates with soul, so like it may come back, you know, certain things that we throw out. But again, is coming back though through our own assessment of our soul. Like, well, all right, I see that this wasn't necessarily programming from the outside or external world or any little other thing. So all right, cool. This does come back with, you know, with me in essence, you know. But again, deprogramming and reprogramming. Check out my older videos on subconscious mind. Check out my video on dystopia and Aldous Huxley. Uh, you know, can't think of any other ones at the moment. I think I had one recently with word magic. And any of the videos I did recently, like talking about Hollywood and, you know, mind control, you know, it's all gonna correlate, and you're gonna see that basically the capital of the world in essence is, you know, which we're gonna change that. I mean, not, matter of fact, let me not subconsciously program to give them that title, but in essence, though, indirect, you know, from what it has been, let's just say that it's been running the minds of everybody, you know, whether it's, you know, from Hollywood itself through the media, and because that's what, like, all this time with politics and all that is one big movie, like the president's getting elected and this war over here or that war. Of course, some wars they provoke to really have people actually, you know, shooting. But what provoked or started the war, it's all acting. This is all, you know, Hollywood shit that they learned. Like they basically doing a big ass magician trick on the whole world, you know. Like, and that's a fact, you know, that they all like, oh, Vladimir Putin against this and that, or North Korea against this. That's all magic. They all in cahoots with each other, just pulling a, you know, again, like eyes wide shut, where everybody in cahoots. So you thinking, oh, this is a synchronicity, or this is that. Like, nah, they just all in cahoots again, you know. So it seemed like these things line up, you know. But again, it's like just one big movie that they trying to make. And again, you got examples through all these different little operations they were trying to start. Like you got Operation Northwood with Kennedy, where they was gonna try to get these Cuban actors, you know, to do some shit in a mall or something somewhere, you know, so they could be able to say, oh, you see those Cubans doing that? Let's go fuck them up. You know, that's acting. That's a movie. It basically like a real live movie in your face. You know what I'm saying? Programming your subconscious and social engineering this whole reality. You know. So if we want our reality back, we got to get our subconscious mind back first and foremost. You know, like that's one of the most important things. But peace, happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace, peace. Remember, if you don't program it, somebody else will. Don't want nobody else programming our subconscious. Peace.